it going? Good to speak with all of you. Today, I would like to talk about horizontal lines and vertical lines. Okay, so it's something that came up because my esteemed colleague, Jake from State Farm, um, gave me some homework he had done, and thank you for sending in your homework. Um, and it was from a few days ago, but that's okay. I understand that a lot of you guys are working at your own pace, and that you guys are new to this online learning thing. I'm new to this online learning thing now. So if you are kind of working at your own pace, that's fine. Just please, pretty please, with sugar on top, make sure your work gets done. Okay, send me stuff, send me questions. I will go over anything that's off. Okay, so horizontal and vertical lines. Okay, so first of all, horizontal lines go this way. This is the definition of horizontal, is left to right, like horizon. Vertical lines go up and down. Okay, so the biggest challenge for most people is remembering which one is which. They occur when you don't have your typical component. So normally we're looking at something like, y is equal to 2x plus 4, right? Y equals lines might look something like this, y is equal to 5. And x equals lines might look something like this, x is equal to 3. Okay? So what you have to remember is when there is no, rest of it, right? When there's only one variable, right? Because there is only one variable here, right? That you're going to get a horizontal line or a vertical line. The hardest part for most people is remembering which is which. So let's talk about this. I'm going to talk about the y equals lines first, because that's the one my friend State Farm had a difficult time with. So y is equal to 5. First of all, if we wanted to, couldn't we say that that's y is equal to 0 times x plus 5? Well, what's 0 times x? 0 times x is just 0, right? So one way of looking at this is that it has a slope of 0, that it doesn't go up and it doesn't go down. Essentially, you're starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like you normally do, right? And going up 0 and over 1. Up 0 and over 1. Up 0 and over 1. And what you get is this kind of very easy pattern that just goes straight across. Okay? So a y equals, the line y is equal to 5 looks something like this. It literally just goes straight across with 5. That is counterintuitive, meaning it doesn't make sense to a lot of people. It's like the obsolete thing, because y is this axis, right? This is the y-axis. But the line y is equal to 5 is a horizontal line. Okay? Well, you have to remember that. The trick I usually tell people is the thing I'm going to tell you for x equals is that let's take a look at these points. This is the point, was it 1, 5, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I pick this point out here. This is 10, 5. This is 0, 5 right here, right? So one thing all these points have in common is that y is equal to 5, right? If you look at these, x is negative 4, y is 5. X is 0, y is 5. X is 1, y is 5. X is 4, y is 5. The one thing all these points have in common is that y is equal to 5. Okay? And we can say the same thing about x is equal to 3. Okay? All x is equal to 3 is a vertical line at 3. Sorry, this little line. Okay, so all you have to do is go 1, 2, 3, and it's going to be a vertical line. Now, we can't do the same thing with this because actually, believe it or not, this line doesn't have a slope. Okay, and again, real quick before I explain why it doesn't have a slope, let's think about some points on this line. Very little skinny. This is the point 3, 1. This is the point 2, 3, 3, 4. All right, and all these points, they have something in common, and that's that x equals 3, right? So again, it's going to be a vertical line that goes up and down. Now, this line does not have a slope. It's important to realize this line doesn't have a slope. Now, it's a tricky thing for some people that y equals 5, or any y equals line, has a slope of 0, and x equals 3, it doesn't have a slope. It has what we call an undefined slope. And if we think about it, where if we said the other one had a slope of 0 over 1, right? We would say 0 over 1. You can say 0 over whatever number, it really doesn't matter. But 0 over 1. Now remember, that is 0 boxes up and 1 box over. Okay? Now that's okay. Now let's think about that number for a second. 0 divided by a number. Let's say I have, let's go classic. 0 slices out of 8 pizza. Well, how many slices of pizza did you eat? Well, you ate none of them, right? You ate none out of the 8 slices of pizza, right? Think about it a different way. If I wanted to give out 8 cards to everybody, right? And everybody, we had no cards, and we want to divide them amongst 8 people. We had zero cards, we want to divide amongst 8 people. How many does each one of the 8 people get? Again, nothing. We had no pizza. We gave it out to everybody. What did everybody get? Everybody got nothing. So 0 divided by 8 is 0. Okay? So important thing is that when we have a horizontal line, it has a slope of 0. Okay? So when we say this, as we said, we can write y is equal to 0x plus 5, right? Where we start at 5, we're going up 0 and over 1, right? Because there is a slope of 0. And again, that's why it is a flat line. I'll put it back on here. Good? Now, this one, on the other hand, this vertical line over here, x equals 3, it has a slope. I mean, it does not have a slope, meaning it is an undefined slope. Okay, if I think about this vertical line, okay, and maybe I'll get rid of that line again. Okay, get rid of the first one. The line x equals 3. The line x equals 3. Every, let's say we had a slope. Say we said the slope was changed in y. So if I started from this point, I went to this point. Let's think about our slope. That's a slope of, I went up 4, and I went over 0. This is impossible. This number doesn't exist. In fact, if you take out your calculator and you try and do 4 divided by 0, your calculator will tell you that it can't do it. Okay? 4 divided by 0 doesn't exist. Right? It says error divide by 0. You're not allowed to divide by 0. So the fact is that this does not have a slope at all. It doesn't exist. Okay? So anyway, I hope that clarifies things. Pretty much what you have to remember, long story short, y equals lines, go left and right. X equals lines, go up and down. They don't have a slope. Okay? And that's what throws people off. This has a slope of 0. This doesn't have a slope at all. Right? I can't write this in slope-intercept form. It won't go. Okay? All right, now let's get back to the actual question. The actual question said this, right? And my esteemed colleague Jake, he did a great job graphing this one. He went 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And he went down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and over 1, 2. I'm going to put one more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2. The one thing I would like to see, I would like to see those lines extended kind of all the way through. That would be really nice if you could extend those all the way through. And believe it or not, I don't want to be too much of a stickler. Those lines do keep going on forever, so they should have little arrows on the end that let you know that they go on forever. But I'm not worried about that. But definitely it should go through the entire paper. Well, now the line y is equal to -1, we know, isn't just this one point that you label on your graph. It goes all the way through here. So again, what's your final answer then? 2, -1, right? 2, -1. So we should label this y is equal to -1, y is equal to -5, halves x plus 4. And what's your solution? 2, -1. Now, what I want to talk about today, and I'll go over a few of the examples today, is I wish I would work one. Yeah, we got time. What I want to talk about today is you wouldn't probably solve this one by graphing, okay? Now that you guys know a little bit about what we learned about yesterday, you're probably going to do substitution. This one is tailor-made. Y is equal to -1, right? So can I just substitute -1 into my other equation? Yeah, can I just say that, you know, -1 is equal to -5 halves x plus 4? Yeah, and then, guys, that is pretty straightforward. We subtract 4. Right? -5 halves x is equal to -5. And then what do? I got to multiply by -2/5. You got to do the reciprocal thing. Okay, so that's probably the hardest part for most of you guys. It's been a while since we did the reciprocal. Okay, what am I going to get left on this side? Well, these two things are going to turn to 1. And -2 times 5 is negative. I'm sorry, -2 times 5 is positive 10. Positive 10 divided by 5 is 2. Sorry, my cat's walking around. Okay, so again, I got y and I got x, right? I got x, and they gave me y to begin with. So again, if you want to graph them, great, fantastic, graph them. But just know that, like, the skill set that we're learning now might be a better and more efficient way to solve this problem. Okay, so anyway, long story short, x equals lines vertical, y equals lines horizontal. On to the next one. Thank you.